Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, something is driving the residents of this apartment complex absolutely mad, and it is not the rent. Tonight's movie, Shivers.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Ooh, yeah! The Year of Infamy! Infamy, man! And this year is gonna run wild over you, brother! Yeah! Tell me something, this Halloween horror marathon is just gonna be running wild. And what you gonna do, brother, when that marathon comes to your door and comes to your notification? You're gonna watch these movies. You know you are, brother. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Anyways, tonight. See, like I'm reaching the heights of delirium. You know. I mean, even though it's not like boom, 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 boom. It's still like a lot of stuff. And it's a lot of movies. Oh man, holy cow. Anyways. All right, moving on. We have a wonderful episode tonight where I get to review a movie from David Cronenberg, the guy who just does body horror like nobody else. I've done a movie from him earlier, not earlier this year, but like a couple years back, I think, Rabid. Anyways, that was a really good one. Anyways, so I'm going to do another one of his early works, and that is the movie Shivers. Shivers. All right. So I don't even know if a lot of people even know this movie exists, but anyways, let's go. Shivers. What is it about? Well, it takes place at this luxury luxury apartment complex that has its own medical clinic, dentist, pool, tennis courts, golf course, general store, things like that, because it's on an island. Yeah, so it's supposed to be your retreat from the city life. It's got its own restaurant and also does room service delivery type stuff. So I mean, it's really great. It's really awesome. And there's like this blonde chick in a schoolgirl outfit getting attacked by this elderly guy, and he like strangles her to death, and he cuts, takes off her top and cuts her open, and then pours like a bunch of like acid in the crevice, and then he cuts his own throat, basically kills himself. So what is going on? Okay, well, let me tell you what's going on. So this guy is actually a doctor, a research scientist, and we find out that he is creating these slug parasite things with their intention is to go into a human body and turn them into basically just primeval influenced only by like the base needs of eating, drinking, pissing, shitting, and of course, fucking. Yeah, like he wants to turn the world into like one gigantic roaring orgy. And so like these things will do that to you. And of course, unbeknownst to this professor, because he basically was using this girl as an experiment, and the experiment kind of like scared him, so he decided, I'm gonna destroy the experiment, and I'm gonna be on the hook for these horrible illegal experiments, plus murdering someone. So I'm just gonna kill myself and get out of that. But what he didn't know is that girl really got around the apartment complex. Holy cow, she infected several of the other tenants, and they start, especially one starts just vomiting out these slug things, and they're infecting everyone, and all of a sudden we got a gigantic outbreak going on, and it's up to the clinic doctor and his nurse, who's also his lover, to find out what's going on, try to stop it, try to get the police over, try to contain everything, and basically also survive, without having their orifices violated over and over and over again. So there you have it. That's the plot of the movie, right? So let's get to the score, shall we? Violence and Gore is 3 out of 5. It is a very, very bloody movie. There are also some neat gore effects, but overall the violence itself isn't all that graphic. It's more of the blood and the gut type stuff, the facial burning things. That type of stuff is really what's driving this score. Most of the violence is more like struggling and maybe like hitting something with, a blunt object or a sharpened object, but nothing like, stabbing a person 32 times or whatever. Most of these things, they just want to grab you so they can tear your clothes off and do all kinds of sex things to you. So anyways, 3 out of 5. Shock value, 2 out of 5. And most of that shock is in the subject matter. What's going on in this movie. Not necessarily any like jump scares or scares of that magnitude. It's just really like, what am I watching? Like, especially right off the bat, where, an old guy is murking some schoolgirl. I mean, she's wearing a schoolgirl outfit. So it's like... But I guess, they said she was like a university student, so apparently that university has a dress code or something. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Whatever it is what it is. Shocking. 2 out of 5. Plot, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. Look, it's ridiculous, and it is a mess, and the structure is really, the structure is not like a good structure for a coherent movie. It really just kind of like does a bunch of things that is loosely connected by this story, but the story is very thin and it's very I would say just hollow, not like subject wise, but just hollow in that there's not a lot of stuff in there, so there's not a lot of meat to it, I guess. It's hard to describe in a way, but it's just very basic and kind of plain, and really it just sort of seems somewhat cliche in certain aspects, that it's like, outside of the sex thing, it's just basically a zombie movie, and really just, bare bones when it comes to a plot. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 because of it. However, if it's not going to be compared to a zombie movie, it would be like Lust of the Dead now, because, rape zombie basically is what the movie is going to be compared to, except the women don't just die when they orgasm. Anyway, so moving on to acting, I'm going to give this a solid 3 out of 5. I think the doctor, the main character, he does a good job. The guy who's like the spawn pit, I guess what you would call him, he does a pretty good job. Though some of the other ones are pretty melodramatic and like just a little over the top, so not a super huge score, but still a solid 3 out of 5. Nudity, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. There are some scenes of loveliness, and one can also make an argument, because this one female character is just like headlighting through the entire freaking movie, and it's like, it might as well just not even be a shirt anymore, I guess. I don't know, but I'm not going to count that toward the score. There's like the nurse. Hello, nurse. Very nice, very nice. Anyways, a 3 out of 5. You got a bunch of niceness there. Moving on to enjoyment factor. Much to many people's surprise, I'm only going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. You would think that something this disgustingly sick would be right up my alley, but the problem is the problems with the plot and the pacing of the movie definitely drag it down a bit, and just kind of I wanted a bit more exposition, a bit more story, a bit more going in depth, and also maybe a little more character development. We really don't get to have like any real character moments outside of the doting wife who's concerned for her sick husband, who obviously is having an affair with a schoolgirl in the apartment complex. But it's like, and we don't really even get a lot with the doctor, so there's not a lot of like people we can kind of just like really relate to in this movie. So that's kind of a detriment. Like I said, the plot itself being kind of just like throwing things at you is also kind of a detriment, though I do enjoy the ending. The ending is a very, I would say, Cronenberg-esque in a way. So I'm still 3.5 out of 5 is still pretty dang good. So there we go. My overall impression of the movie is a 3 out of 5. This is definitely one of those that should reach cult classic status, and I'm sure there is a cult following for this movie. It has a very interesting concept. And there was no way they could make a remake of this movie. I mean, they could, but it would either be like horribly bad because it's completely toned down, or they would just have to go like nuts, balls out, NC-17 rating, just lose your mind type of insanity, which I'd be down for, really, honestly. Hey, you know what, studios, you want to waste some money and make something that's just, disgusting? I will make that movie for you. I will do it. And I will do it for only like a few million. Anyways, I will try my damnedest too. Anyways, so 3 out of 5 overall impression, and that averages out to a 2.8 out of 5. Very respectable for the movie Shivers. Shivers, the slug thing that doesn't necessarily take over your mind, but it unlocks the part of your mind that just goes, I want to have yummy food and sex with everyone type of primal thing. Anyway, so there you have it, Shivers. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, notifications, all that stuff. And thank you once again for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And stay scary, internet. And remember, if you're going to do experiments and you want it to be contained, especially if it's like, something that can spread through contact of a sexual nature, perhaps you shouldn't be doing that experiment with the sluttiest girl in the apartment complex. I'm just saying, like, she's gonna get around and it's gonna get out of hand. So maybe I'm not saying sluts are bad. I'm just saying that they tend to go around and they spread things that you might not want spread, and all of a sudden now we have orgy world, which I guess some people will be like happy about, but others, there's other things in life that I would like to do, like watch horror movies and play video games. And it's very hard to do that when a bunch of naked chicks are crawling all over me. However, it would probably be a nice problem to have, right? Sure. Anyways, stay scary.